Morning, everybody. Let me start with a few opening remarks and I'll take questions. We are hosting the APEC leaders meeting next week. It's the first time we're hosting a leaders meeting, although we hosted a meeting of APEC before it became elevated to the leaders level. And we're proud to have the chance to do so now. This is the culmination of more than 100 meetings which Singapore has hosted since we took over the chairmanship this year. It's taking place at a pivotal moment in the global economy. There are encouraging signs of recovery, but the economic outlook remains uncertain. The short-term measures to deal with the economic situation, I think, has been discussed at other forums. We will be focusing on the longer-term issues as we emerge from the recession. We'll be discussing how to work together to foster growth in the region, specifically more balanced, inclusive, and sustainable growth in the region, and also how we can further the economic integration of the Asia-Pacific. This meeting takes place after the G20 in Pittsburgh. It will be an opportunity for us to sustain the momentum for reform in the Asia-Pacific region, which is one of the fastest growing regions in the world and critical to a stable global economy, and also able to make an important contribution to shaping solutions to the global problems. The theme for the meeting will be sustaining growth, connecting the region. When we talk about growth, we're talking about balanced, inclusive, and sustainable growth. These are buzzwords, but they have specific meanings. Balanced growth means dealing with reforms to reduce the savings and investment imbalances so that we can grow without leading to new problems in future. Inclusive growth means growth which will generate opportunities for the majority of our populations so that there will be support for the policies which make this prosperity possible, for free trade, for globalization, for better integration which benefits all of us. And then sustainable growth, because issues of climate change, issues of energy efficiency are on everybody's minds now. The Copenhagen Summit is going to take place soon after the APEC meeting. APEC itself is primarily an economic forum, but we will focus on economic and trade initiatives that are our center of attention, and we'll discuss how to promote energy efficiency and in particular reduce barriers to trade in environmental goods and services. On connecting the region, we'll be discussing how to advance APEC's core mission, which is to advance free trade and open markets in the Asia-Pacific. We'll also be discussing improving connectivity in transport and logistics, as well as regulatory reforms to make it easier to do business across borders. We have a long-term vision when we talk about free trade in the Asia-Pacific. It's the free trade area of the Asia-Pacific. The idea is to consolidate the network of FTAs which has sprung up and to reduce the administrative complexities and overhead for businesses which want to do business all over the region and have to keep track of diverse and abstruse rules of origin. But this is a long-term ideal vision, so we will discuss feasible steps towards this long-term goal. We don't have solutions worked out before the summit, but the leaders come having thought about these problems and discussed them, most recently in Pittsburgh and in the ASEAN leaders meeting in Thailand recently, and I look forward to a good discussion with them. I take your questions.